Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Fatima. I am a makeup and skincare enthusiast, and in today's video I'm going to try some new makeup that I got recently. I have two new foundations. The one from CL and the one from Milk Makeup. I think I'm gonna use the Milk Makeup one because I have some other things from CL. I have their blush. I want to do a full face of CL. I am trying shade 5 of Milk Makeup's Hydro Grip Gel Tint as my foundation. I also picked up some new shades from Nude Sticks. I have the shade Bareback and Sunkissed Cool. I have this new color corrector from Exa, which I use their green color corrector. This is their yellow color corrector, and I have a yellowish undertone, so I decided to use this as my concealer today. So wish me luck. I picked up the Fenty Beauty Balm in shade Cookies and Cocoa. I was buying some things from Lancome's website, and they gave me this primer to use under my mascara as a free gift with purchase. So I'm gonna try that one today. I was picking up their bronzer, which I think was released in summer, and their one of their blush shades, which is one of those original Lancome shades, I believe. It is the shade Meal Glace. For my bronzer, I picked up the shade Light, which I thought it suits my skin tone the best. I recently picked up the shade Rose Crush from Makeup by Mario, and I also picked up the shade Light in a Kevin O'Cron's the sculpting powder. I also picked up a MAC's Powder Kiss Liquid Lip Color in shade Pretty Please, so I wanna maybe try that one. I cannot try everything on today, so I'll try some of them on. I'll leave some of them for a later video. I think I have almost everything for a full face of new makeup. I am super excited about this one. I only have my serums on today. I didn't put on a sunscreen because I wanted to see how this works on my skin. This is a squeezy tube, which I really like these kind of tubes because they are very travel friendly. They don't get everywhere. Let's try. Hey, this looks like a good shade match for me. It's a bit runny, and it seems like it has a gel-like texture to it. Okay, I'm gonna use my fingers first. This is how it looks like on this side of my face. This is with and without. I think it's a good shade match actually. Wow, it feels moisturizing, but at the same time, it's like it has a gel texture and it sits on your skin really well. Hmm. This is performing really good on my skin without any thick moisturizers. So, no foundation, foundation. Let's try a brush. I'm gonna use my BK Beauty 115 brush, which has become my new obsession. I'm gonna show you some comparisons. This is 109, this is 115, which is the newer edition, and this is 101. 101 is like fluffier, bigger. 115 is denser and a bit smaller. 109 is the less dense one and it is smaller. I'm gonna use my 115 brush. I feel like the 115 brush reminds me a lot of Sonia G brush that I have. This is the jumbo base brush from Sonia G. Look how similar they are. The Sonia G one is, I feel like it's a very teeny tiny bit softer, but this has nothing short of the Sonia G brush. I really like the Sonia G brushes. They are an investment, but if you can afford it, maybe try one or two of their brushes. Do you remember this pimple? That happens all the time in my face. I get a pimple, it goes away really fast, but the hyperpigmentation stays on forever. Sometimes it never goes away. I'm gonna swipe first. I wanna see how it works with my dry patches. I feel like it looks a lot better on the side of my face. I don't know if you can see or not. There are some patches, dry patches that I have here that are showing up, which makes sense because I use the swiping motion, not the tapping motion. And even with the tapping motion, when I use a brush, it gives me a scrubbing motion, which lifts my dry patches. I really liked it with my finger. I'm gonna apply more. This side of my face has a lot of redness and it covered the redness really well, and I think the shade matches me good. The shade number 4 was a bit lighter than this shade, but I think it wasn't a good match for my skin tone because it was more of a pinkish shade, at least from the swatches and from the pictures online. So I picked up shade 5. I think it's a good one. It is not a very full coverage foundation, so you can still see some of your hyperpigmentation, your freckles, and everything, which is what I like. I don't want a mask on my face, and for that reason you can like go for 2 shades. For example, for me, I can use either 4 or 5, and even I might be able to use shade 6 if I use a lighter concealer. Okay, what should we do next? I want to try this Exa color corrector. It looks a bit green, but it's called yellow, and I like that. I like a green color corrector, but this is a yellow one, but it has some green in it. It's not completely yellow. If I put it next to my sweater, you can see that it's like it has a lot of green in it. This definitely has some green in it. Not enough to show up on my hand, but it is not a pure yellow shade. They are really smart. This brand is very smart with skin tones and with color, because even their green color corrector, every other brand has green color correctors that are like bright green. Their color corrector is between green and gray, so it has a little bit of gray in the green, so it's desaturated and it looks much better on your skin. It's called Exa High Fidelity Color Corrector in shade yellow. This might be a bit too bright, but I just want to try it on its own. Let me put on a bit more. What do you think? This is not a concealer, it's a color corrector, so don't expect it to give you a lot of coverage. I just wanted to see what it does for my under eyes. Let's see if I put on more, what happens. This is nice. I don't see any clinging to my dry patches or anything. I'm gonna use a bit more of my foundation on top. My skin looks very healthy. I think I have good coverage right now. I know that I'm gonna use the Nude Sticks Bareback shade, but I also want to use the Makeup by Mario one. Let's swatch these. I'm gonna first swatch Rose Crush from Makeup by Mario. This one is Sunkissed Cool from Nude Sticks, which, as the name suggests, it's more of a sun-kissed shade. It has a bit of brown in it compared to the rosy shade of the Makeup by Mario. Shade Bareback. This one is more of a mauvey shade and it has some like blue in it, which is very flattering in winter. I'm definitely gonna use this one. I'll use the Makeup by Mario one in another video. Let's use BK Beauty 109 and see how it applies. I have used nude sticks, like face sticks before. I really like their texture and they stay on forever. They are very long lasting, very, very good quality. But this shade is new to me, and I think even it's new, not like a month or two, it's newer to their line. I really like their shade Sunkissed. I don't tend to like the undertones of their bronzer shades because they are very bronzy orangey, but I really like their blush shades. But the Sunkissed that I'm mentioning, that is also a bronzer, but I use it as my blush shade. If you saw my last video with Salt New York's Cocoa blush, I mentioned that you can use that and it gives you a sun-kissed look. The sun-kissed from Nude Sticks gives you a sun-kissed look and you can use it as bronzer too. The sun-kissed Cool shade is very close to that one as well, but that has a warmer undertone, I feel like, than this. This is a very natural blush shade on me. It doesn't look like I have much going on. I'm gonna apply more so that we can see how it builds up and how it's gonna look. Let's clean up. I have bareback on this side of my face. Very natural. And just foundation and my concealer. I like this shade. Do you see how natural it looks? I like this. Nude Sticks never disappoints me. I'm gonna put on my brow gel, which I don't like at all. Look how nasty this looks. I feel like for this amount of money, you expect something better quality. Maybe. I don't know if it's, it might be just me. This is the Victoria Beckham Better Fix Brow Gel. If you didn't watch my two videos before this one, I think, or three videos, I told you guys that this is not my favorite brow gel. I thought I liked the spoolie, but I feel like the formula does not fit the spoolie. It's like even when the container is closed, it gets everywhere. I already have my backup of the BH brow gel, which is my favorite. I have tried a lot of brow gels. I feel like I always go back to that one. The brush is really good for brushing your brows, but the consistency of the gel ruins the innovation of the brush. I kind of want to try the Kevin O'Con sculpting powder in shade light. They used to have only shade medium, which was a bit like a grayish for my skin tone. But this one seems to be too light, so I'll try it and we'll see. I haven't tried it on my face yet. No, it might not be too light actually. It might be a good shade for me. I want an airier application of this powder on my face. I don't want it to like clump up in one area, especially because I have a lot of creams on my face and I didn't powder. I usually don't powder my skin. My dry skin doesn't like powder. To apply this powder, I'm gonna use my BK Beauty collaboration with Nikita Rose N17 brush. This brush has a side that is for liquid products and a side that is for powder products. This is a bit powdery. You see a difference? I see a bit of a difference here, but let's do it on the other side and see. Oh yeah, I can see it a lot more on this side. It's a bit purpley for my skin tone. It blends nicely though. And this brush was a good choice for this. This foundation, it doesn't get interrupted or anything. This is definitely an sculpting powder. If I'm planning on using this powder in summer, I have to buy the shade medium. I think like shade medium is a bit warmer than shade light too. Very smooth and it blends really well on top of foundation or skin tint. I don't know if it's the foundation, if it's this, or if it's the brush, or the combination of everything. I'm gonna use my Sonia G T6 brush, which I love. This is not just a brush, it's a work of art. These brushes, if you're not familiar with Sonia G, she makes her brushes in Japan and everything is handmade by Japanese artists. You can see more of that purplish tone when I use it on my eyes. You see how it's like gray purple almost? I usually don't do this, but let's contour my nose. I'm gonna use my BK Beauty 203 brush for this. Do you see this? What are those small dots in the powder? I like a thinner bridge and more of a round tip, so I'll make my lines closer together and do like a V shaped, and then I go around the tip of my nose. Like if I started here on the bridge, I'll start here for the tip of my nose. And then to lift my nose, I go under my nose as well, like this. Now I'm gonna use the Lancome primer. I'm gonna let this dry a bit and then apply mascara off camera and be back. I don't see much of a difference. My eyelashes on this side are longer towards the middle, on this side they're longer towards the end. The difference is because of my eye shape. I don't see much of a difference. You know what it is like? It's like Benefit Professional Primer for your eyelashes. That's how it feels like. I don't know if it's necessary, but that's how it feels like. Let's swatch both of these on my lips. I'm gonna first swatch the Fenty Slip Shine Lip Balm. This is the swatch on my hand. I feel like it tastes like cucumbers. I'm glad I picked up this shade. This is exactly what I thought this shade is. It is a more of a cooler toned, like rosy brown shade. It is very comfortable on the lips. This is the Fenty Beauty Slip Shine Lip Balm in the shade Cookies and Cocoa. Let's swatch MAC Powder Kiss Liquid Lip Color in shade Pretty Please. This is a very dark shade, but I like to apply powder kiss lip colors patted down instead of a full color. These are of a drier formula, so it's best if you like scrub your lips a bit before applying it so that it doesn't stick to your dry patches, but it's not drying, so it doesn't dry your lips. MAC always knows how to do color. Look at this color. I'm going to use this one. It is a refer brush number 23. Let's use the concealer or the corrector we used. If you want your lips to look more lifted, this is what you should do. You're gonna look like Joker. When you do this, it tricks the eyes that you are like smiling all the time. So to do a roundup, I really liked this skin tint. It looked good on my skin. It applied well. It didn't interrupt any dry patches. It didn't look cakey or dry or anything. It looks skin-like. It's not too shiny. The cream products applied very well on top of it, but the powder products, the one from Kevin Kwan, applied really well. I really recommend this one. For the color corrector, I really liked it, but just as a color corrector, I won't use it as my concealer next time. It brightened my under eyes, but what I would do is that I would use like a color corrector that is peach or pink under my eyes, like the one that I had from Sigma in my last video, and then use this as my last step as my brightener. Nude Sticks blushes. This was no surprise. I love them. They are really good products. They perform well. They perform well with other products too. I've never had a problem with them peeling or interrupting my foundation underneath. I have always had good luck with Nude Sticks products, especially their blush sticks. the Kevin Aquan powder. As I said, this seems to be a bit light for my skin tone, but it's a good powder. It does what it promises, which is sculpting your face. I really like that for sculpting my nose because most of the contour powders or sticks are too gray or too dark for my nose, but this is a good one. I liked it, and you can see on my forehead it has like a cooler skin tone, and it does what it promises, which is sculpting your face. If you are a lighter skin tone than mine, this will definitely be your shade. As for the Lancome mascara primer, I didn't see much of a difference. Just you can judge yourself. This doesn't look like it did much. I love the Fenty lip balm and the MAC lip color. I liked both of these. I wasn't surprised about the MAC lip color because I know I like the consistency and I like their shades. They are usually accurate with the shades that they show you online. Okay, that was it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed trying some new makeup with me. Thanks for watching again. I will see you soon in my next video.